Investigators about the threat has never been wrong in the past.
Our next guests were both first responders at Ground Zero on September 11th. New York former FBI agent, Congressman now, Michael Grimm, and retired NYPD detective Marc Alvarez. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being with us this morning on such an important weekend. Congressman, I want to start with you. What can you tell us? Do you have any new information this morning about this terror threat?
No, I think that obviously it's based on information that was deemed credible early on because of the source. When you have an informant, and both of us worked with informants along the way, when obviously I was in the FBI and Marc was with the NYPD, we both worked with informants on a regular basis. And when you have one that's giving you information that seems to be correct and you're able to corroborate that information time and time again, that's how you develop credible information. And that's where I think what led us to the point we're at now.
And real quickly, Congressman, you think it was a good decision to make this public?
I don't necessarily think that this much information needed to be out. I don't think we had to mention that there was a specific source. I think we needed to let people know that we were able to get ahead of it and that they should not be so worried because it was a little bit of a panic, but we could have done that with less information.
Marc, as we mentioned, both of you were on duty on September 11th. What are your thoughts today, 10 years later?
As far as what the site has become and how it's built up, I'm very impressed with how well what it looks like now compared to what it was back then. I think it took a little too long to get to this point. 10 years later, we all know that the pain is still there for many people, the survivors and the families, and we're all in a position to we reflect upon it, and I think about it on a regular basis. Passing by the site on a regular basis, we're always reflected upon it. So 10 years now still isn't enough time for it to for us to to really try to move on yet, but we're working on it.
And Congressman, are you happy with the way that Mayor Bloomberg has decided that we will mark the anniversary of 9/11 tomorrow at Ground Zero?
No, actually, I have several reservations. First and foremost, I would want to see more of our first responders there. I sit back and I say, well, who's this memorial for? The men and women that were there and gave their all, many of whom are still dying now, from rare cancers and from the effects of breathing in the toxins on the pile. So that is a big problem for me. Also, no prayer service. I don't know, this country, what does it stand for anymore? It makes me question. We're founded in a Judeo-Christian belief. We're founded in a belief in God. We stand for religious freedom and religious tolerance throughout the world. So for me, I want to see, and we can have a priest, a rabbi, an imam. There should be various multiple levels of different religions representing everyone. But to say there's no prayer, why is prayer so important? Because I will tell you that almost everyone on that pile, and I think Marc will agree with me, the first thing you did was pray. For many of us, that's how we got through. I mean, Marc, do you disagree?
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I would love to see everybody take part in a prayer tomorrow, whether it's it's condoned or not. People should have that opportunity, should be given the ability to do that, and I don't think that should be quelled. I think I'd love to see everybody take a moment to pray, in whatever prayer they want.
Well, gentlemen, stick around. We want to get a few final thoughts from you. If you'll just hang out for 2 more minutes, we're going to take a quick break and be right back.
Sure.